run when you hear that. I said run when you hear that. You better run when you hear that. I said run when you hear that. I said you better run. I said run when you hear that. Run when you hear that. You better run. I said run when you hear that. Run when you hear that. Run when you hear that. Run when you hear that.
Good evening everybody, Bruce Foster chewing the fat, welcome to the show. That video there was Dave Gray from down in Tassie, who has just obviously been doing, that's the Pieman River, like glass, beautiful to look at. It's it's over on the west coast of Tassie, and Dave actually has some other videos that he's given me permission to share with you over the which I'm planning on doing over the next couple of weeks, and it's just different areas around Tasmania that he's been riding. He did a ride, I think it was a different location or a ride trip every day for the 7 days, so he does have a bunch of videos that are up, and I'll hope to share them with you over the next week or two. So welcome everybody to the show. I'm not sure how many we have in at the moment. Just let me have a quick looky. A little thin at the moment, but we'll get there. And we've got Carl Groenewald. I hope I've said that, or Groenewald. I hope I've said his surname correctly. I know he's going to correct me anyway. So let me just sort this background behind me. It's a bit patchy. I don't know why it's so patchy. Anyway, let's get Carl in, and we'll get chatting with him. Let me just change the name first. There we go. That's better. Alright, let's get Carl sorted out. We'll get that started. Carl, hope you're ready, mate. I know you messaged me just before I came on live. My apologies for a little delay in coming on. When I started the stream originally, nothing was coming up on one of my other platforms, which redirects and redistributes the stream. It wasn't, for some reason, it wasn't picking up any stream coming from the software I have. So I had to reset that page, which caused a little delay on the stream coming online. So we're only a few minutes on the late side. So let's see where we are, and hopefully Carl's ready to roll. Alright, so fingers crossed he in the waiting room shortly, and then we can I can add him in. So Carl, ready to roll if you are. Oh, wait a minute, here we go. Here we go. Even got his own. Hey, Carl. I hope you can hear me.
Hello, mate. How you doing?
Oh, awesome. Perfect. Now, I think you're cutting your chin off a little bit there. You've either got a big beard you don't want people to see.
How
Carl,
you
welcome,
doing?
mate. Listen, my apologies if I have got your surname incorrect. What exactly is your pronunciation?
Look, I can't say it the official way. It's from Africa, but Groenewald's fine. Most people call me Carl
Groenewald?
G.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Um, I've got to bring it up. Has anybody ever said to you it sounds like something out of Harry Potter?
No.
No.
The
Oh,
best
so it's
name
just
I've
me
ever
then.
had, someone's called me Carl Gone with the Windwald before, so you know. But yeah, I've heard them all, but I haven't heard of anything from Harry Potter. That's for sure.
Oh, well, there you go. There's a first. Welcome anyway. I'm glad you were able to come on. To be honest, when Jake mentioned your name, it was something I was kind of like, oh, I never even thought of that. So I'm quite happy, and I know you've been heavily involved in a few things with Jake and his
Yeah.
group. So first of all, I'll get you to explain a little bit yourself, and i.e. you personally, a little bit about you and what got you into jet skiing.
Yeah, so I'm from Ipswich. There's probably a lot more people out here riding jet skis than people think, but we do ride from Ipswich. Um, I've been riding jet skis for quite a few years now, and mate, it gives me a chance to get out on the water, have some fun, clear my head after a stressful week of work. That's
Yep.
what I love about it.
Yep.
So, and then just meet a whole bunch of new people that are really fun and friendly.
Yep.
So,
Oh, so you
yeah.
know, so when did you get the bug for it? What sort of age? We talking childhood or?
Oh, mate, look, I've had a bug for fast things since I was a kid. Yeah, motorbikes and cars and motorsport, that sort of
It's
stuff.
funny. Everybody
Um,
seems to have that same connection.
yeah, it's funny that how that works, right? Yeah, so for me, I've always wanted one. I got the opportunity to buy one a couple of years ago, or probably 4 or 5 years ago now, just after COVID sort of time, and that was it. I was hooked. I can barely get off of it. So
Yep, yep. Listen,
yeah,
you get a couple of comments about you, a 5-star ride leader. That's from Braden.
yeah.
Um, Jake, Jake's just come on. He's asking, Jake, I asked you if you could come on. You told me you couldn't. So why are
Yeah, I thought he was busy.
why are you watching it if you're busy? He'll come up with some excuse. He's asking, did you get a haircut for this?
Mate, I brushed my beard just for him, just so that way he could see it. And so
As long as you don't get a mullet like he had.
oh mate, no one should be riding around with one of those anymore. Like, not especially him. So
I don't know. He seems to get away with it.
yeah, that's true.
Although I think he's struggling to grow it back now. I think that could be an old age thing.
Yeah, mate, he must realize that he gets a little bit more speed on his ski with it off now. So
It's more aerodynamic.
yeah,
Besides,
exactly.
he's lost the pirate. The pirate look has gone if he has a mullet.
Yeah, true. That's very true.
All right, so what are the like? I noticed you were heavily involved in the last scavenger hunt
Yep.
that Jake had organised. Now, for anybody watching this, whether it's now or later on in tomorrow or whenever you're watching it, Carl he works in tandem with Jake Braun with the Jetski Jake family page, family group, sorry. And
Yep.
the last event that you guys had, which was a scavenger hunt, was up at Somerset Dam.
Yes.
Yeah.
Last year, end of last year.
So listen, I'm not really that familiar with scavenger hunts, believe it or not. Um, I've got the idea of the premise. I know the premise of the whole event is you get certain clues, takes you to the next spot, that kind of thing. So it's kind of like a great what do they call it? There's that game show that they do, which
The Amazing Race, something
that's the
similar to
one.
that.
That's the one. Thank you.
Yeah.
Is it very similar to that kind of thing?
Yeah. So we ran it at Somerset Dam. We had about 40 or 50 people wanting to join. The app that we were testing, we're only limited it to us to 30, but we had heaps of people involved in it. And yeah, it was just a whole bunch of clues, cryptic clues that we created to go around the dam, take photos of with their phones. So they had to actually find the clues and what to take photos of. We put a couple of little sort of challenges up to use like different apps. So like the Relive app, they had to create their initials in using the Relive app.
Yep.
They had to find Jake out on the water. Jake was out filming different places, and he had to try and actually find people, and they had to find him to get the photo with Jake on the water. We played a little prank. We managed to get Jake off the water, and we put Jeff Langford on the Jetski, and so people kept racing up to him thinking it was Jake, and then they're going, "Oh, it wasn't Jake." So had a bit of fun on the day, that's for sure.
So Jeff's actually been riding a totally different jet ski altogether, and it's not his usual one that he normally rides. So, because he always makes excuses that he can't go out because my ski's not working properly and it's got suspension. If I go on another ski, I end up with a sore back and all that kind of stuff. So he's telling stories.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty flat on the dam that day. There was not a drop of wind, and we were pretty well alone on the dam. So. Yep. Yeah, there wasn't very much chop for him to get too much trouble with anyway, that's for sure.
Listen, I saw the video for that, and my apologies for everybody if I haven't seen it, but I believe you can publicly watch it on the Jetski Jake
family,
family page. I believe it's open to the public for anybody to just tune in. They don't have to register on the group to watch it. So
I think even Jake shared it on his own page as well. So
there we go. So Jake Braun or the Jetski Jake family page.
Jetski Jake one, yeah.
Jetski Jake, that's right. Jetski Jake page, that's right. Yeah, I saw that. Massive amount of people involved in that one as far as taking part in it. It looked a great day. And the great thing that I liked about it, and from what I could see, was it was family oriented, very much family oriented.
Yeah. Well, that's the whole point about our Facebook group is, we call it a family for a reason. We want people and their families to be able to enjoy it, not just, the serious hardcore guys that go wave jumping or anything like that. We want to be able to get people out with their kids to enjoy the water and actually know that it's fun and safe to do on the water and get everybody involved. That's what we love about it.
Exactly. Now, speaking of safety, I know that your latest scavenger hunt was meant to be, was it last weekend it was meant to be?
Yeah.
You want to explain what happened with that one?
Yeah, so the next scavenger hunt is going to be down the Gold Coast, spreading quite a large area, probably almost from Coochie, Macleay Island sort of area, all the way down to Southport, to just past the marina. So it's a large area to be riding through. With that much area to cover, we want everybody to be safe. You're going to be riding by yourselves. And we kind of had to make the call on the weather. It's for Jake and myself, safety is number one. We can't risk anybody's life or anybody's health at all. So safety is number one for us. We spent probably about an hour on the phone talking to each other and looking at different apps and trying to work out what the weather was going to do and what it wasn't going to do. Yeah. At the end of the day, we had to kind of make the call for safety and go, guys, look, we apologize. We'll do our best to get it up and running again.
I think I read somewhere as well that you had a couple of people that were taking part had never actually ridden up that way previously either. So...
Exactly. So, if you put that in with pretty not great weather, it's just a recipe for disaster. So we just had to make that call.
So you've given these participants or competitors, or maybe better word that with competitors rather than participants, because it will be competitive. So you've given them an extra 4 weeks to get themselves familiar with the waters.
Yes.
Do you guys have anything planned to help with that? To help them get familiar with those stretches? Yeah,
100%. So I've got a ride happening this weekend on Saturday during the daytime. That's possibly going to link up with Jake's ride on Saturday night, obviously weather
He's doing
depending
the
for
night
his.
one. Yeah, I know. We're not sure how
Yeah,
that's going to pan out.
yeah, not with the weather, but we're crazy jet skiers. We like to ride in rain, hail, or shine.
Hey, listen, the hardcore ones would do it, but there's some people that wouldn't want to do it because they feel like they're going to melt. They like
Yeah,
a bit of butter sometimes, but it's not for everybody. It's not a pleasant experience for a lot of people, and it can be really uncomfortable. And I think it's probably more frustrating than anything when
yeah,
you've got the rain just beating down on you, and your morale just goes right down. When
exactly.
things are
Like
getting
we've got
bad.
to, again, it's got to be down to safety
Oh yeah,
and riding comfort. If people are going to go on a ride just for the sake of it, and they're not going to enjoy the ride, then it's not worth running that ride. We've got to make sure everyone's going to enjoy themselves and do it safely. That's definitely made number one.
sorry,
But in between
I'm
now and
laughing.
then,
I'm laughing at a comment. Braden's at it again. He's put a comment up about Jake made from sugar. Are you reading these as well?
reading a couple of them every now and again. I'm sure a couple of them will be thrown. Jake gets a lot of grief from a few of the boys, that's for
I'm
sure.
waiting on him coming back with something. He's got to come back with something.
Yeah, that's true.
Unless us getting onto him has kind of scared him away. Yeah. So yeah. Without a doubt, safety is definitely something that's priority for a lot of these all these rides that we want to do. And as we've been trying to say to a lot of people, that it's not a case of just putting a ride together. There's a
Mm,
lot of consideration that goes into it, and you guys obviously are putting a lot of planning into it as well. Um,
yeah,
but as when you take on that lead, and you've got people helping you, sweeping at the back and taking the leads on other rides and stuff like that. With that comes that bit of responsibility, and the last thing anybody needs and wants is leaving somebody high and dry somewhere, or they break down, they get left. It's happened in the past.
yeah, yeah,
It certainly
100%.
has happened in the past. I think, to be honest, Carl, over the years, I think a lot of people that are willing to do these rides have certainly became a lot more aware of the responsibilities of these rides, and they're still quite happy to do it. And at the end of the day, it doesn't take much to keep an eye on people and make sure they're all good, no matter what level they're at.
Exactly. Yeah,
So
yeah. When I started leading rides, it was definitely an eye opener on making sure how much stress is involved, like making sure everybody's following, make sure everybody's safe, and that sort of stuff. Having the group of guys behind, like with sweeps and like mid ride sweeps and that sort of stuff, makes a really good team. But yeah, a lot of people don't realize, like, when we lead a ride, we're not just out there to have fun ourselves. Like we're trying to make sure everybody else is having fun,
yeah,
but doing it safely and making sure everybody gets there and gets back again safely.
exactly,
Um,
exactly,
and that's in the forefront of our mind, no matter where we ride.
exactly,
I was
definitely.
meant to do a ride on the Brisbane River last Saturday, during the day and night. I had to make a call on the weather again, not so much the weather, but the amount of debris in the river. Um,
I read your comments, and I remember when you actually posted up the possibility of the ride. I was probably in the same mind as you, where I looked at it and thought, "Ooh, this could be a bit nasty if with the heavy rain and the debris that's likely to come after."
yeah, I mean, the river's not too bad. Like, if you catch it on a low tide, it normally pushes a lot of the debris to the side, and you normally have a pretty clean run. But just with the amount of rain that came down on the
Oh,
Friday night,
that was horrendous.
I had a friend that lives over at Colmsley. She had like 150, 160 mil
Yeah, yeah.
between midnight and 6 a.m. So I just had to,
That was totally out of the ordinary. Like I think with the forecast were saying we were going to get rain, but it was the sheer volume of rain that was dumped in such a short space of time.
yeah,
Um,
exactly.
Typical Queensland weather, or typical Australian weather, to be honest. But yeah, that happens. Even the
Yeah.
Weather Bureau got it wrong.
Exactly. It's happened before, and that's why we try and plan rides out as close, as give as much people time to get on a ride and plan their weekends.
Yeah,
But at the end of the day, we are all servants to Mother Nature. If Mother Nature decides that it's going to storm and be windy, then that's what we got to deal with, right? We've either got to cancel or we've got to ride in it.
yeah, it
So
is.
yeah,
It's funny though, because like I don't know about you, Carol, but I see some comments or posts that go up from people that are saying, I want to do a run over to Tangalooma. It's my first time. Can we go on Saturday, or can we, like, for example, there's been a couple that have been going up lately. Can we, I want to go Saturday. I want to go over to Tangalooma, and you're looking at the weather apps, and you're like, ooh, it's going to be a bit gnarly at some point in the day.
Yeah.
So like, you could time it. Like when we did this, like when the Santa ride happened, if it had been left up to the organisers, they would have canned that event because the forecast was saying it was going to be rain on Sunday. Now, I know Jeff got a phone call from the organisers. I got a phone call as well. What do you think? And I looked at it and I said, listen, you've got a window of opportunity up till about 12 o'clock. I says, by that point, you'll be done and dusted. And then, so Jane made that call. She's like, okay, we'll go ahead with it, But, and it's exactly what happened. There was a cracking morning, absolutely cracking morning weather-wise. And then, obviously, the rain came in. It was actually probably more sort of mid-afternoon by the time the rain came in. But it's like you say, if you read it the wrong way, you'd think it's just all day. But the same with you guys for this weekend, with your day ride, Jake's night ride. There's a chance of 50% chance of rain. But at what time in the day is that likely to be?
Yeah.
Is it a window? Is it a window either side? Like, I know you're doing yours during the day. Go on.
Yeah, no, like, I mean, we look at the weather on a Monday, and it says 90% of chance of rain, and then we then look at it on a Wednesday, and then it says 50%.
Yep.
We then might get to Friday, and it goes back up to 90%. It's one of the things that we just got to constantly monitor and work with, and everyone just has to be a little bit flexible with it. There's one thing we can't control, and that's the weather, unfortunately.
It is. In fairness, Carl, in fairness to you guys and anybody else that organises well-organised rides, people appreciate the attention to detail. And if you say that it's not good to go, then they're like, yep, that's cool, that's fine. Whereas in the past, we've had some people that have just went, nah, screw that, I'm going out anyway.
Yeah.
And then they complain about it because it's, they're all over the place kind of thing, A lot more people are becoming aware of the conditions, especially the bay, because that bay just picks up big time when it kicks off.
Oh, it's been shocking sometimes. I went over to Tangalooma for a work Christmas party a couple of years ago.
Yep.
My boss had his boat on, and we rode back in one of those big summer storms that came over and hit Brisbane on the way home. We rode straight into it. I couldn't see a thing. I was literally following this big white blob of a boat beside me, and just hoping that we were going in the same direction or in the right direction. We made it back, but yeah, that was pretty scary. And I would hate to do that even by myself or even with another jet ski rider. That's pretty.
Are you laughing at that same comment from Greg? You use enough hair gel, that wind doesn't affect these magnificent boof.
Couple of these boys I play Call of Duty with at night time, and they're being pretty tame at the moment, but I'm sure I'll cop it later.
See, I'm aerodynamic. I don't have to worry about that kind of stuff. I mean, it's like it doesn't affect me. I'm lucky if I get a little blemish in my head. Well, not my hair, but just my head. Yeah. I'm just commenting on a comment from Glenn Corkery. He said you should do an episode on how to read the weather for newbies. Glenn, the idea is once we, I've spoken to Michael Byreal about this as well, and he was keen to do something, and we're just trying to work out the best way to present it so that it's understandable to people. Because although we know when you're trying to teach a newbie, especially if you're trying to do it online like this, it can be a bit problematic. It really needs a bit of conversation and dialogue and discussion between everybody involved. So once we've nailed down what apps we're going to use and whether we can get them online, and I can, I pretty much said to Michael, if it's online anywhere, I can stream it. So because all I do is just capture the screen. So it can be done. We can do it. So we've just got to. I'll get back to Michael. But then, if you guys would want to do something, I'm happy to use this as a platform for you to do it. If you and Jake want to do something.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely we could have a look at something like that. The best way to do it. So.
Yeah, that would be good because I mean, there's so
it's
many.
Definitely a topic that I haven't forgotten about, and it's certainly something I want to do. It's obviously going to get a bit quieter now that we're getting into the cooler the cooler months, but there's still going to be a lot of people want to get out.
Yeah, 100%. And there's so many variables to read. Like you've got winds, waves, tides, all that sort of stuff. So it's hard to for a new person, I can understand exactly how hard and frustrating it is to read and find the great weather. The people that are in riding for so long, we can kind of tell what the weather's going to do and if it's going to be a good day or not a good day.
It's actually some of the comments that we're getting back, and some of the comments that are coming in just now. It's actually Jenny Barry said definitely be keen to learn more about the weather. It's also interesting to see how even experienced riders interpret the weather. For some, it may be that it's, oh, I'm not going to go, but for others, they go, well, it's not that bad. We can do it. So.
Exactly.
Sorry. I was trying to read Jake's comment. It just came in there. Sorry, it just put me right off there. Mate, you're getting,
he's
absolutely hammered.
Even then again, he gets good ones, doesn't he?
Yeah, you're getting hammered.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
It's not moisturiser. I think he's just in a hot part of the house. That's well, maybe
that's just my natural.
I'm trying to
defend
you. I'm trying to defend you, Carl.
Just a bit jealous of my natural beauty. That's all it is.
So anyway, if we can make that happen, definitely. I'd like to get that done sooner rather than later. So, like, if you and Jake want to have a chat about it and put something together or come up with some ideas, then happy to sit down and we can make it happen.
Sounds good.
And I'll give Michael a buzz and see what he wants to do. If he finds out you guys are doing it, he'll probably be quite happy to just leave you boys to do it.
Yeah.
So certainly something else for you to work on, but you've got enough going on just now as it is. So this weekend you have.
Yep.
What do we have this weekend? On Saturday is a daytime ride that you are leading.
Yes. So I'm leading a ride up through some of the wider mangroves, like some of the normal passages, and just having some fun up towards Coochie.
Yep.
And then we'll scoot back down through the islands, have a bit of a swim at Bedrooms or Slipping Sands, and then all the way back. So just to get people out on the water and start knowing those channels through the islands. Some of them are pretty challenging to navigate when you come up to almost where the power lines are, and all you can see is a sea of red and green. It's really hard to navigate through those sometimes. It is for new
trying
people.
To pick the right pathway to go. And for a lot of people that actually come through that way, they look, and sometimes you can't even see. Like for some people, they can't see the green and the red flags, and it's like, shit, where do we go next?
Yeah, exactly. Or you've got two or three channels coming in, and you've just got red and green all mixed in together. It's quite difficult to read where they go.
Yeah. But you only get used to that by practicing it. If you do up and down that way on a regular basis or a semi-regular basis, then you pick it up, and it just comes second nature. It's like like basically going jumping pin right down the broad water to surfers.
Yeah.
You kind of feel your way through it. You go around by tipplers. Everybody knows how to go in and out of tipplers. So, I think that's the first port of call for every new jet skier.
Yeah. Get to somewhere you can eat on the water. That's the first port of call.
You got to fill your tummy, mate. You got to fill it. You got to fill the tum.
Yeah, exactly. You got to
never ride on an empty stomach.
Jet ski.
Never ride on an empty stomach.
Exactly. Dave Hasselhoff knows that very, very well. That's for sure.
And then obviously you finishing your day ride and then looking to hook up with Jake on Saturday.
Yeah.
evening.
So my ride will probably launch about mid-morning. We'll go through lunchtime, stop and have lunch at Tipplers and have a few snacks and that sort of stuff. And then we'll pull up at Paradise Point where we launch. Anybody that's staying on will probably, now that Jake's launching at a different ramp, we'll probably get out and go meet him at another ramp.
Yep.
But the plan is to stay down there.
You were Paradise Point, that's right, yep. And then I think he said the Broadlands water ramp.
Yeah, Broadwater ramp.
Broadwater ramp, that's
Yeah,
it. Now, I'm not
yeah,
particularly familiar with that down that way, with those ramp. That's the, is that, that's not Smith Street, is it?
yeah. At the end of Smith Street.
It is Smith Street, right, okay.
Yeah,
All right. Got you. Got you
yeah.
there.
Jake, we were going to go for Paradise Point like we usually do, ride through to Tipplers and then make our way down and then back. But with the weather changing so much, we kind of went, well, at least if it is a little bit drizzly and people are still wanting to go, we can just do a shorter ride through surface.
Yep.
If the weather's turned out good, then we can actually do a longer ride up to Tipplers and then back again. But at least that way, if it is bucketing down rain and we're in surface, we don't have to try and get all the way back to Paradise Point. We can
I've
just duck
got
off
you.
and
I've got you. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. So is your ski going to be in the water all day and night, or are you planning on pulling it out after your first ride and then just heading down to the Broadwater
Yeah,
ramp?
yeah,
Is that your plan?
that's the plan. Yeah, just for because there's going to be a couple of people that are on my ride that have also signed up for Jake's.
Okay.
So I'd rather, and I've already spoken to them and said, look, I'd rather get us put our skis out the water. We can then refuel on the way back down.
Yeah.
We don't have to refuel on the water.
Yeah.
And then we can just put it in at the boat ramp where Jake is. So at least that way, if it is turns bad, we don't have to try and get back at night.
Exactly. Exactly.
Weather.
Cool.
Again, just safety again. So yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense. It totally makes sense. The how many do you have on the rides at the moment? Do you know off the top of your head approximately how many?
My ride today just got filled up. So I got 10 people on my ride, or 10 skis on my ride. I've got a couple of people on the waiting list just in case there's, the pull-outs or something
Sometimes
like
get
that.
the dropouts. Yep.
Yeah, and that happens.
Yep.
But Jake's, I think, is about half full or about 4 or 5 people on it anyway. So
Okay, cool. I know I've put my name down for it as well. So
yeah, it'll be good to catch up.
yeah, so I'll catch up with you down there. We can maybe even have that conversation about the episode about the weather.
Yeah,
We can
100%.
maybe have a
Great
chat
time to
about
do
that at some point. So hopefully the weather
Yep.
holds off and we can get a good night ride. And you
Yeah,
can get
fingers crossed.
It's been a long day for you.
Yeah, it's anything down the coast on those days, sort of night rides, is a long day for me. I'm normally up, from Ipswich. It's about an hour and a bit to get down
Yeah.
to Paradise Point
Mate, I
for me.
worked down
So
in Ipswich. I worked down at the PCYC down there. So what
Yeah.
part of Ipswich are you in?
South Ripley, so
Oh,
just
yeah,
near
okay.
Springfield.
Hey, it's nice out that way.
Yeah, it's really nice. We love it.
Are
out
you on the
here,
bit
so.
of the other side of the highway?
Yeah, so we're
Yeah,
on the
okay.
the southern side of
So
Ripley.
as you come out of your estate, there's a little coffee shop on the right hand side.
Yes, that's the one. Providence, yeah.
Yeah, I know that. That's my one of my colleagues. That's his family that owns that. So he's up
Yep.
there quite a few times, and I get some free coffees. Not a bad coffee.
Oh yeah, it's pretty good.
No, it's nice up that way. Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Looking forward to the weekend then. It's going to be a good one. Carl, before I let you go, I thank you for your time. But
All good.
I give you the platform to have a shout out, call outs to whoever you need to sweet talk or thank or whoever. You got a partner? You got a wife for that?
Yeah, my wife, she's probably listening in the other room.
Is she going on night? Does she do the riding with you as well, the jet ski ride?
No, she's not a big fan of the jet ski.
So
she
she's
calls it
quite
my-
happy for you to be out of the house all day because she gets peace
Yeah.
and quiet. I love
Yeah,
it.
I'm not bugging her.
Love it. Anyway, platform's yours. Say your thanks and shout outs to whoever you want. On you go, mate.
Well, from we don't obviously say it enough, but the guys that help out on our rides, the sweeps, the mid sweeps. So like you got the Wayne, the Bradens, Gavs, all those sort of guys who actually sweep for us on each ride.
Yep.
They're our unsung heroes. The leads kind of get not the attention, but we get the thanks for the rides. But these guys put in just as much effort as what we do. With communication and making sure that everybody's coming up from the rear. The last ride I was on, we had a ski breakdown. Braden towed him all the way back to Cabbage Tree, and then actually rode him down to get his car and his trailer to get up to pick up his ski. So, he didn't have to do that, but he did. It's the kind of bloke he is. So those are the kind of guys that
I'd hate to see somebody be stuck because I'd always think to myself that could easily be me.
Oh, 100%.
You know,
And
and how would you feel if that was you that was stuck like that and nobody's helping you? You know?
yeah, exactly. And that's the whole thing. Like, and people could have gone, oh, like call VMR and get them towed, and that's like that costs money, or they might not have it, or
Yeah.
it's just
Yeah.
yeah, just
Like at
a
the end of
pain
the
in the butt.
day,
If
if
we
you've
can
got
help
the
each other
means to
out, that's
tow
the main thing.
someone back, then by all means do it. You know, even like you're saying, he towed him back to Cabbage Tree Ramp and then rode him down to pick up his vehicle, and then he just swung up to Cabbage Tree, picked up his ski, and got it on
Yeah,
a trailer. So it's not a huge effort. It's not
no,
putting you out
and
too much. And at the end of the day, if you got to want to do
yeah,
it, otherwise don't
yeah, and
organise those rides or those type of rides.
exactly, and that's why we ride in groups
Yeah.
to make sure that that people do make their way back and get back safely and enjoy themselves. Last thing you want to be doing is stuck in the middle of nowhere by yourself, struggling
Oh,
and
without a
wondering.
doubt, without a doubt. Yep, definitely.
So
Listen, mate,
yeah,
just a quick one for you. When's the rescheduled scavenger hunt? What's the date for that one?
I'm gonna have to look that up. I think it is March 16th. I will double check that. Yeah, so it's March 16th at the moment. So we've got a few weeks to go
Okay.
to get yourself registered. You do have to
Exactly.
register
Yep.
on
Yep.
the event
Yep.
to be part of it. It's going to be huge. I've got some on land challenges coming up as well. Like I've actually got some people setting up on the islands and that sort of stuff. So you actually got to get off your ski and do some mental challenges as well as just take photos. So it's going to be a bit of fun.
So
That's for sure.
you're saying everybody that rides a jet ski's got to be mental?
Yeah,
I'm in.
100%. Let's do it.
Yeah, guys. So if you want to get involved in this event, look it up. It's an actual set up event, isn't it? You've actually set it up as a page.
Yes, correct.
It
It's
has. Yep.
so it's on Jetski Jake's page,
Yep.
so not in the family page. So you can just
Yep.
jump onto his website,
But you can
on his
Google
Facebook page and follow it.
if you put the search in Facebook, guys, and look it up, just put Scavenger Hunt. I think it's Scavenger Hunt 2024, and the event will come up.
Yeah,
Um,
Jetski Scavenger Hunt GC 2024.
yeah, yeah. So
Yep.
certainly something to. Let me just have a quick try on that one. Make sure it does work. Come on.
Yeah, Jetski Scavenger Hunt Gold Coast is the what it's actually called.
Yep, yep. I got it
Yeah,
here.
it's going to be huge. We've got a whole bunch of prizes to give away for the winners. There's a couple of little online challenges that we're going to throw people before the event as well. Just some little fun tidbits to get people through it. So it'll be good to see.
I've just read Jeff's comment. If they ain't riding a Sea-Doo, let them drift. Man, really? I remember that when he's riding a Yami or a Kawasaki or something like that. For some obscure reason, it may happen. So
Yeah.
we'll call that. We'll put that in the memory banks for the future. Hey Carl, thanks a lot, mate. Really appreciate you coming on, guys. I hope everybody enjoyed that little conversation. Carl, I hope you enjoyed it too.
Thank
Again,
you.
it's just you're another member of the community that name gets banded around a lot, and not a lot of people recognise you. So,
Yep.
shout out to you, Jake, and a lot of the guys that do all the rides and organise the rides. I know they're not easy. So, well done,
No,
guys.
it's a pleasure, mate. We love doing it. That's why we do it, and
Exactly.
we love giving everybody an enjoyable ride. That's the main thing.
All right, Carl. Listen, mate. I'll hopefully see you at the weekend. The weather holds up.
Fingers crossed.
All right. Take care, mate. All the best.
All right, mate. Cheers.
Thanks
Thank
a
you.
lot. Cheers.
Bye.
So there we go. That Carl, that was lovely. I enjoyed that. That was really nice. The yeah, we got chatting away there. This is what I like about getting someone on like Carl. We really do just get a chance to chew the fat and just talk about pretty much anything jet ski related. And it may go off on a little tangent here and there, but that's the great thing about it is we're all in the same same position. We all want what's best for the community, and we like to see things happen people enjoying rides, and at the end of the day, that's what it all comes down to. So, thanks again, Carol. All right, so let's finish up with a roundup. We do have a few things here to go through. I don't know who's tuning in at the moment, and I was hoping that the Canterbury Jet Sports Club down on the South Island of New Zealand had a set of results up from their South Island Championships at the weekend, but unfortunately, for some reason, they haven't got back to me with the results, and they haven't posted them anywhere. So I don't know what the results were. I believe Bailey Cunningham was down at these very championships, but I'm not entirely sure even how he got on. So I haven't heard from Tralee or from Bailey, so I've got no idea how that all went. But they did have a big event on the South Island Championships at the weekend. You just don't quite know what the results were. So we'll just I was going to share some of the pictures. There's some of the pictures from that weekend, and all of generic race images. Just scoot through them. All stand-ups. Looked like a good little competition, though. Okay, so Jetski Racing New Zealand. Dave, I don't know if you're still on, mate. And this is your little baby. Round 4 Summer Series and the Grand Prix as well. 9th of March. Entries will be open. It's at Kinloch Beach, North Island. The Lake Tapo. I hope I got that one right. A big event for the boys there down that way, and the girls are that way. And the classes are up. Entries and registrations are on the page as well. If you are thinking about it, have a good look at the calendar of events that they have in New Zealand. They do have some events which are consecutive weekends. So if you're thinking about a 10-day trip or a 12-day trip or whatever, you can take in 2 events over 2 subsequent weekends. So it may well be something to look at. In fact, let me just pull this calendar up here. So this is one of the calendars. It's got some events that are coming up. Let me see. I know there's a clash with one of the events. I could have sworn that they had another event which was closed. Oh, there it is there. So guys, I don't know if you can see that one there. So there's 17th of March, which is the weekend. That's not correct, Dave. That's June, I believe, isn't it? That's meant to be June. I'm pretty sure that's meant to be June. The unless it's this one here. So give me a second. Let me just have a quick look back. 16th, 17th of March is the Jet Sport Nationals. So that date there's where you can possibly take advantage of 2 consecutive weekends. So Jetski New Zealand will have their round 4 competition, and then the following weekend they'll have the New Zealand Nationals at Lake Karapiro. So week after is the Grand Prix. Yes, that's what I'm just looking at, mate. Dave's just confirmed that. So there's a window there where you can potentially take a trip to New Zealand and race in 2 weekends competition. So certainly something, if it interests you, get in touch with Dave Vennell and any of your contacts that you may have down in New Zealand, or over in New Zealand, sorry, and they will hopefully be able to fix you up with a ski or even a mechanic if you're planning on getting your ski over. Certainly something to look at if you're keen on racing in New Zealand. So there we go. That's the New Zealand scene at the moment. So round 4 is coming up for Jetski Racing New Zealand, 9th of March, and then the following weekend on the schedule is the New Zealand Nationals. If I have that correct. Yep. So, and then the week, obviously, like I say, the Jetski New Zealand race group has the Grand Prix that same weekend as well. So that's the weekend before. So there you go. So there's a bit of competition going on down there with some pretty good higher profile events. If you're keen to get in it, there'll be a big lineup of racers in those competitions. So certainly a couple of things to look at. So that's New Zealand. And if you're in doubt, get in touch with someone in New Zealand. They'll help you out and point you in the right direction. Failing that, if you don't have that kind of contact, then by all means drop a message to me. I'm happy to pass on contact details to the relevant people, Dave, and any of the others that might be involved that way. And it's certainly something that you could possibly look at. All right, so New South Wales, they have competition coming up this weekend. They got round 2. Where am I? I'm out of the camera. They got round 2 coming up, and it's down at Chipping Norton. Okay, so it was originally meant to be at Rafferty's on Lake Macquarie. Permits haven't come through. They've not been given a permission to do it, which is really unfortunate because it's actually quite a nice venue. But now they've got it at Chipping Norton at the lakes up there. So if you've been there before, you'll know exactly where they are. If not, go to their Facebook page. If you're looking to enter, then information is on that page. So let me just flick to that page, and there we have it. As you can see, you can buy your tickets. All the classifications are there. Now also remember there are junior competition there as well. They do have the permission and the green light to run junior competitions. So please, if you're interested in entering the junior competitions, obviously you've got to be a junior. All the details are on this page, on this link. So you can go to the Facebook page, or if you want to go to New South Wales pwc.org.au, and then you'll find what you need to find in there. Again, if you're struggling to find anything, drop me a message and I'll point you in the right direction. So all the classifications are there. If you're looking to race, midnight tomorrow night, have to be in. If you're late, there's your penalties down the bottom. There's what you'll pay if you're wanting to enter later. Alright, so it's in your interest and save you a bit of cash if you get your entries in before midnight tomorrow. Okay, Fridays, Saturdays and Sundays, we're going to get a bit costly for you if you're wanting to enter after that, especially on the day. Alright, so that's the New South Wales. QPWC, mentioned it last week. They have, here's their calendar of events, and they have 2 practice, tune and intro to racing days for the first 2 months, which is starting next month, 24th of March and the 28th of April. Come and try, come and ask questions, come and have a look. Even if you don't want to race but you want to get involved, they'll be happy to accommodate you. There's always screaming out for help. All the associations, race clubs are looking for helpers. So by all means, come down, ask a lot of questions. You won't be turned away. If you want to practice or at least learn to get into racing for this particular calendar, those first 2 weekends, if you come yourself to practice or learn, you'll be $50 for yourself. Okay, if you bring a friend and you and your friend both practice on your own skis, you will get it for free. Okay, the QPWC Association will underwrite your own fee for that day and I'll let you out on the field. The whole idea, let you out on the track. The whole idea is get people involved. That's what they want to see. Get people involved in the sport. Now, please bear in mind there are also equipment that is required. You will be required to provide your equipment, the essential equipment. The main ones being the helmet, the back brace, your jacket. They're the main ones. You also need, there's a couple of other things as well that you would need to have as well. They're not overly expensive. If you could maybe borrow one borrow a back brace or something, for example, or you could borrow a helmet at a push, but you really want a helmet that fits you properly for your own safety, and a pair of goggles as well. So a pair of good, decent goggles would do well for you. If you ride with gloves, then fair enough. If you don't, that's your choice. But these are some of the things. There is a video of required equipment that Jamie Adie, the QPWC president, has previously put out in the past. It's on the Jetski Republic page. Look it up. It's also on the qpwc.org.au page as well. Have a look at it. It runs you through all the details of what you need to race safely. Okay. Ask around if you're struggling and you're maybe not keen to make a commitment on a helmet or whatever. Ask around. Don't be frightened to ask questions and see if we can source it from somewhere, just to have a try. Okay. We don't want you paying out big wads of money just so that you turn around after one session and go, nah, I don't fancy it. Okay. But we would hope that you do want to continue. So that's QPWC. So keep an eye on those. The competition in earnest will start in May 26th. All right, Somerset Dam first round, and then the month after that, which is only going to be about 2 weeks after that first round, we'll be back at Somerset Dam for round 2. Okay, schedules on their Facebook page, so look them up. Okay, that's that. Now we're going to kind of wreck stuff. Now, I mentioned last week about Jetski Tasmania Inc. They were meant to be having a weekend ride over to Three Hummocks, around Three Hummocks, which is obviously part of Tasmania. Unfortunately, they've had to cancel that one. The weather gods were not in their favour. Keep an eye on their page, Jetski Tas Inc. If you're in Tasmania and you're looking for a ride to go on, keep your eyes open for these guys. They've got a variety of different rides that go out from time to time. This one will be rescheduled at some point. It's just a case of when. All right, so they are looking for an alternative date. So that's a rec ride, okay? A great bunch of people down there. If you want to get involved, hook up with them. And we're going west over to Perth. So Fridays Sea-Doo and Can-Am have organised a charity ride over to Rockness Island, raising funds for motor neuron disease of WA. A very worthwhile cause. 9th of March. Look up the page. Fridays Sea-Doo Can-Am. There it is. I've just highlighted it for you. There's the link to their Facebook page. I hope you can see that okay. 9th of March, worthy cause. If you're in WA, let's make that happen. Make that a prosperous one for the charity. And and have some fun. Fantastic. Alright, we'll be keeping an eye on that one, so good stuff. And obviously Jake, got a few things going on. I'll need to mention this one. It's a community benefit thing as well. It's a community notification. JSW obviously are going to be celebrating their birthday, their 12th birthday. They are giving away a GTR X300, a pretty nice looking ski. Let me just call that one up for you. There you go. 12th birthday. Now, the condition of the tickets being drawn, you have to be present. Alright, you have to be there on the day in order to win this prize. So March 9th, it's a Saturday, from 12 noon, afternoon packed of fun-filled events for the entire family. So, big event. There's what you win. You win the ski. You also get trailer, custom black powder coated Evolution trailer with alloy wheels, 12-month Club Marine insurance for your trailer and the ski. You'll also get 12-month registration on the ski and the trailer too. Pretty significant prize, I would say. Well worth it. Get in it to win it. Glenn, you've got no chance, mate. I'll ride it if it lands in my lap. I'll have it. I'll quite happily ride that. And I don't discriminate. All right. So that's that one. Cracking prize. So that's on the 9th. Now there are a couple of things that are coming up. The Jake's got his finger on a few things going on here at the moment. So he's got the Scavenger Hunt obviously on the 16th of March. There is the potential for an event that's going to happen. Now, let me try and find it. I think it may well be on Jake's. I think I've got a funny feeling it's on Jake's page. Let me just go to his page because he popped something up the other. There it is. There it is. There, that's the one. Right, this is a project that he's working on at the moment. I think he's not quite finalised it, but I think he's looking for EOIs from people that are interested in doing it. 2nd to 4th of August, up at Bourham Heads, up in, I think it's up past 1770, I think. No, tell a lie, it's up past just north of Harvey Bay. The idea is obviously camping for the weekend up that way. So as it says, skis and sunsets, sun up, whatever you want. If there's a big squad of people going, it'll be a cracking weekend. It'll be good fun. It'll be a good laugh. So certainly something to keep an eye on and see how that one grows. So that's that one. Night ride, obviously this coming Saturday, weather dependent. Broadwater Parklands departure, the 5 p.m. Carl's obviously doing his ride during the day, 10:30 a.m. from Paradise Point. But he's pretty full with that one. Jake's still got spaces for this one. You will need nav lights or nighttime lights for navigation lights for this one. So he's got 5 spaces still available. Give him a message, drop him a message, let him know you want to go. And even if it fills up, there'll still be people on standby that may get a shout at the last minute. So that's that one. Okay, and that's Jake's stuff on the go. Now this is in the Jetski Riders Gold Coast in Brisbane. I haven't seen it anywhere else. This is just a bit of a local interest for those that are up north side around. Just use the Scarborough ramp. Alright, so Scarborough's always been a pretty decent ramp. There's usually been reasonable parking. A lot of people do use it. But what they're planning on doing is Queensland Transport and the Mains Road Department are planning on upgrading. Well, they call it upgrading, but if they move the boat ramp to where they want to put it, and it'll be a new public boat ramp, there will be a 50% less parking available, which I don't quite see the logic in, but hey, listen, that's how they roll. So the idea is get in, support it. There's consultation period. There's the dates. Look it up. It's on the Jetski Riders Gold Coast in Brisbane page. I don't know if Michael made it a public post. He hasn't. It won't be, so you may have to log into this group in order to see it, unless Michael shares it somewhere else. A chance to give feedback and points back, and hopefully hopefully influence the council through the action group to take significant action and hopefully get the car parking upgraded so there is sufficient parking. Like I say, it is a well used car ramp, and obviously needs adequate parking there as well. And it's not just jet skis, a lot of boats use it as well. So I could just see the ramp rage going through the roof with this one, just simply because of the lack of parking. So that's a local interest one for those that are up Redcliffe and Scarborough and use that ramp. Something that's popped up. I don't know who else has maybe picked up on it, but certainly something that is of interest to use for you people that ride on the north side of the island, north side of Brisbane. Okay, that's most of the jet ski stuff. Just one final thing as well. If you're looking for a jet ski, and I'm not shamelessly plugging my own, there are a number of other skis that are up for sale, that are on some pages. They've got a couple in here as well that are up for sale. well, I'll do a little shameless one. I'm selling mine as well. I do hope to, like, my plan is to upgrade to a newer ski. That's my goal. So let me, I'll do a shameless plug on my part. So where are we? Let me see where I've got. Come on. Oh dear, slow. There we go. Sorry, that was me mucking around with the computer the other day. I've shared that many things. Let's just go back up because I know I pinned it at the top. Alright, so there's mine. Alright, guys. That's my ski. I'm selling that one. Listen, it's nearest offer to 11 grand. If anybody's interested in it, drop me a message. Happy to chat. And Glenn, you've seen some footage of me on that Kawasaki 160 Ultra. That's what I'm looking at. That's what I want. That's what I'd like to get. So yeah, a little bit of an upgrade for me, but that's a cracking ski itself as well. It is a 300 LX. It can be a bit of a missile. It's fast off the mark, so if you're looking for something with a bit of speed, guys, there it is. It's got set nav lights on it as well, night rides, so you can go out and join the night ride groups as well. That all comes. The ski will come with a trailer as well, as you can see there. I've just recently fitted a brand new battery in it as well, and I've only been out a couple of times since I've renewed that battery. And yeah, so it's well maintained. Brisbane Kawasaki have serviced it regularly for me. So yeah, I want to get this off my hands and then get myself the 160 LX. So I've been quite impressed with that one, so that's why I'm want to offload this one. So I'll be sorry to see it go, because it's the first ski I've had since 2013 when I got it. Yeah, I love it. Will I miss it? I will, but I would look forward to having more adventures, new adventures on a new ski. So it's all part and parcel of the story. And yeah, so I'm entertaining inquiries on this one if anyone's interested. But like I said, there's other skis out there that are on the market as well that are second hand that people are trying to sell as well. So yeah, I'm just hoping to get something new for the winter season, in time for the winter season. So fingers crossed. All right, so that's me for the week, and I'm gonna wrap things up now. The closing video is a highlight of footage from the AGSBA National Championships, which were down in Glen Maggie, the first round. The second round is in April, not long, and that's coming up at Lake Macquarie at Alabama, sorry. That's going to be a cracker. I'm heading down for that one. I'm do a few things down there. Catch up with people. I'm going to leave you with this video from Alex Ewings at the VGSBA. This is his work. Until next week, for those of you, hopefully I'll meet at the weekend on the night ride. For those of you that are out over the subsequent days and this, later on this week, stay safe, look after each other, have fun. Good night.